How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is a video that I'm making to do a 3-month review on my Capra Pro Race 27.5. It's a bike that I recently purchased, brand new from YT. I purchased the bike in July and received it within 2 weeks, which I was very happy about. Right now everybody knows you have to wait a really long time to get your bike, but I was fortunate enough to get it only within a few weeks. It is a size small. Upon receiving the bike, I did the unboxing and the building of the bike, which went very smoothly. YT does a wonderful job of giving you the necessary tools to build the bike and to be able to adjust everything on the bike as needed. There's very few things that you have to assemble, such as the derailleur and putting the wheels and tires on, and that's about it really. They do an incredible job with packaging. That's one thing that I really want to emphasize on is the box, the packaging, everything that the bike comes with is packaged extremely well. The way they set it up is if in the future you decide to sell the bike yourself, you'll be able to pack it right back up and to be able to ship it anywhere in the world, which is a wonderful thing to have. It came with a really great multi-tool kit. It came with a small multi-tool torque wrench, which is really nice. You can torque down your your handlebars, everything. It came with a small air pump, which you can use to pump up your fork, your tires, etc. Came with a large Allen key to tighten such things as your derailleur. And some of the specs on the Capra Pro Race specific to my bike is it's a size small, and it weighs in at under 30 pounds. It comes with a Fox 36 factory top of the line model. My bike has a 180 millimeter. The 29 inchers have, I believe, 170. This specific bike has a Kashima coating on the fork, the rear shock, and the seat post. It's a full carbon body. One thing that I was very happy about is the fact that it comes with the X01 SRAM group set, and it is phenomenal. Coming from an SX group set to this, I couldn't be any happier. It comes with code RSC brakes. I've had guide R brakes in the past, and I can say that it's not really that these brakes have a stronger bite, but just the brake levers feel a lot more sturdy. They feel more robust, and what that does is that really is confidence inspiring for me when I'm riding. It does come with carbon wheels, made by E13. It comes with E13 tires, which they're a matching set if you look how these line up right here. And I believe it comes with E13 hubs. And what else can I say? It comes with carbon fiber 35 millimeter Renthal Fat Boy carbon handlebar and stem. And comes with a YT seat, which is going to lead me to some things that I don't like about the bike. I don't like the saddle. It's very, very thin, very, very hard. For me personally, I've had to wear a chamois every single time I ride it. With the chamois, it feels completely fine. So I don't think I'll be replacing it, even though it is kind of annoying. Another thing that I'm kind of questioning is the tires. My previous bike had Maxxis tires on it, and I understand why they put these tires on the bike because it matches the carbon wheels, but they don't feel as grippy as the Maxxis tires, which they do offer on some of the other spec level Capras. If there's anything I could change on the bike, I would change the bar to a 780 reach. It comes full length at 800, and it's just way too long, but I can understand why they do that. Anything else I would change? I would definitely change the tires. I would definitely get some Maxxis tires on it. And that's about it. Everything else I absolutely love on this bike. The suspension feels phenomenal. It feels very, very smooth. I love the group set, the X01 group set. I haven't had any issues with it. After about 100 miles of riding on it, I have had to do the initial adjustment and just routine clean and lubrication. Other than that, I haven't had any issues with the bike. I'm 5'5.5", and on their website they say a size small is for 5 feet to 5'5". But I went ahead and got the small anyway, just for my personal preference of the way I like to ride. The bike feels phenomenal for someone my height. I think if you're 5'6" and above, definitely go for a medium. The only reason I didn't is because there's a big length difference from top tooth length and reach length between a medium and a small, in my personal opinion, so I went ahead and just went with the small. As I said, some of the things that I love about the bike is the suspension, the Fox suspension. The Fox 36 feels phenomenal. I don't know whether the Kashima coating does anything for you or not, but it feels great. My previous bike had a RockShox Yari fork on it, and this one definitely feels a lot better. One thing I'll say about the Fox 36 float factory is I probably wouldn't recommend it for beginners, because it has independent adjustment for low and high compression and rebound, and if you're somebody who's a beginner, pretty much like I am, it can be very confusing. You don't know which is which, what controls what, so it's probably better to just get a lower level 36, or now they even offer it with a 38. Another thing that I love about the bike is the fact that it's so light. I love how light it is compared to my previous bike, which was an e-bike that weighed in at 54 pounds. A huge reason why I ended up purchasing the bike was styling. The way this bike looks is just absolutely insane to me. I mean, I got to give it up to YT. If you look at their whole lineup of bikes, whether it's the Izzo, the Jeffsy, the Capra, the Tuez, I mean, they just make phenomenal looking bikes. I've compared them to all the other bike brands, and I think personally for me, looks wise, they make the best looking bikes. As I said, the group set is absolutely fantastic. I have had the cheapest model group set that they make, which is a SX on my previous bike, and that thing was absolutely junk. The brakes are very, very strong. I'm very happy with them. And what else can I say? Other than that, would I recommend the bike? Definitely I would. The reason why I personally bought the bike is because my first bike that I had was an e-bike. I think it's probably a mistake that a lot of people do, is buying an e-bike because that's what's very popular right now. And e-bikes do allow you to ride more, ride longer, have a lot more fun under certain circumstances, but I very quickly realized that I wanted a bike that was light, nimble, poppy, and that's just not something you're going to get with a 54-pound bike. So I wanted to get one of the lightest bikes I could get, and I did a lot of research. I mean, I did bike brands who, you know, sell direct to consumer. I looked at bike brands that sell through shops. And you know, to be honest with you guys, like, I was willing to wait. I didn't have any issues with waiting months and just purchasing from a shop brand. But the thing that made me go with YT is the fact that what you get for your money is absolutely insane. I mean, I literally scratch my head all the time thinking to myself, how can they sell these bikes for this much? I mean, if you look at the X01 group set, if you look at the suspension fork, rear shock, if you look at the handlebars, the brakes, I mean, the equipment that comes on this bike is worth, I've added it up. If you wanted to order these yourself at consumer price, it's like over $4,000, you know, and the bike is for $5,400 after taxes and shipping. It cost me just a few dollars over $6,000. But to me, comparable bikes to this are $10,000, $12,000. And even then you scratch your head because you look at some random parts that they put on the bike from other brands and you're like, this doesn't match all the other great parts on this bike. But I don't have any issues with this on this bike. I don't think anything on this bike is out of the ordinary, that doesn't suit everything else on the bike. Everything feels like it's at the same level, which to me personally is the highest level you can get. You've got an X01 group set, you've got Kashima coating, you've got Fox 36, you've got a Fox Float X2 factory series shock in the rear. And like I said, the only thing I would probably change is the saddle and the tires. I would definitely go for some Maxxis tires. I know now they make a Capra Elite and that comes with Maxxis tires, so that just kind of tells you what they're thinking as well. Other than that, that's my quick 3-month review on this bike, guys. If you're looking for a bike that has a long travel enduro style bike, definitely don't look any further. This bike is phenomenal. Even if you go down the line of the different spec levels that they make, and if you compare them to other bike brands, I mean, it's just incredible what you get for the amount of money that you pay. Now, if you have specific preferences to, geometry dimensions, and if the Capra doesn't suit you, that's something else. But if you like the dimensions on the bike, I wouldn't go elsewhere. I really recommend them as a bike brand. I haven't had any issues with them. I've called them a few times to ask questions about certain things, and they've been super friendly. One thing I love about them is if you purchase a bike and you decide to cancel your order because it's taking too long, whatever the issue is, or you want to change it to a different bike, they don't have any issues with that. As long as the bike hasn't been shipped, they can cancel your purchase. And it just shows how nice they are, how friendly they are. I was very nervous to get the bike because I'm not in California to go to the YT mill and to personally sit down on a bike and see how it feels and are the parts top notch. But I have to say that I don't have any buyer's remorse, and I'm super happy to buy this bike. Again, I'm only a beginner, but I purchased this bike because it's something that I wanted to keep for a long time. The components are gonna last me a very long time. As I progress as a rider, as I start to attack more tougher terrain, start traveling with my bike to more places, I didn't want to get a bike that would hold me back or that would cause me issues, or I would have brake issues, I would have group set issues, chain issues, I would have suspension issues, not enough travel. I live in North Texas, and to be honest with you, this bike, if you really think about it, doesn't fit here. It's very flat here. We have very basic trails, blue line, green line trails. We have very few black trails, but I didn't want to get something that 2-3 years down the line would hold me back. And like I said, that's another reason why I purchased this bike. I purchased it because I said, if I get the bike, I might as well get the top of the line model, because it's going to come with the best equipment. I don't want to have to worry about upgrading shocks and group sets and brakes in the future. Let me just get the best stuff I can get now, and even in the future, if I move on to another bike, I can get a frame and I can transfer these components to my new bike, such as the brakes, the group set, the seat post, the saddle, the handlebars. I mean, they're all top of the line parts on this bike. So I'd rather pay now than pay later. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any if you have any questions for me, write down in the comments. I'd be glad to answer any questions you guys have. If you're interested, please subscribe. That would be wonderful for me. And give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, guys.